So it's no secret that what we do with our thumbs when we're playing a string instrument can really make or break our playing. And so with that in mind, I thought that we could focus a bit today on tips for the thumb and today for the left thumb. So tip number one is to be aware of where your thumb is behind the neck, whether it's towards the C string or towards the A string. When we're on the C string, generally I would say we can be a little bit more in the middle of the back of the neck with the thumb. But when we're on the A string, if we do the same thing, see how I'm not moving my thumb at all here, but if I move my fingers over to the A string, my whole elbow just dips right down and is too low. So again, here we are on the C string where it looks fine. On the A string, it's too low. To avoid that, what you can do is just bring the thumb a little bit more to the A string side. So it's not right in the center of the back of the neck, but more a little bit to the A string side. This is especially important when we start to shift up and over the body of the cello, or what sometimes is described as the break on the cello. Because if our elbow is too low when we get to that fourth, fifth position, then suddenly as we go higher than that, we have to do a kind of a sudden movement with our elbow, which is what we want to avoid. We want everything to be as smooth as possible. So with my left thumb a little bit to the A string side, I'm going to play a C major scale on the A string and try to keep my elbow as smooth as possible as I go up. And now I'll do it with a really low elbow just so you can see the wrong way of doing it. So we don't want to do that. Tip number two is don't squeeze ever with the thumb, but in particular, be really careful of having a free thumb when you shift. If your thumb is squeezing upwards, which of course doesn't help us at all with anything, then it's literally going to stop you from moving and create a jolt when you do. So here's a shift. Here's a shift with a squeezing thumb, and here's a shift with a really relaxed thumb. And of course, it's much smoother. If you are somebody that has a sort of ongoing issue of squeezing with the thumb, you can also try practicing taking the thumb off altogether and literally just having it kind of just floating around there. Really, you try not to have it all the way out here, but you could do a little bit of practice with it just floating off the back of the neck, because it really then helps us to have this sensation that we want when we're playing, which is of not squeezing. Tip number three, when you get into thumb position, careful that you always have your thumb over two strings. If you only have it over one string, it's literally like tightrope walking, and it's so easy to fall off the strings. You'll be playing some fun passage like the run in the Elgar first movement. And fall off. Not a good scenario. We also want to make sure that the thumb always is in place first in thumb position. So if you watch the scale, I'll play it slowly and show you how the thumb is always down first before the fingers. Thumb, 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 thumb. So that really gives us stability up there, both in shifting and also in terms of just having the stability of being over two strings.